In this section, we're going to talk about SOQL. This is Salesforce Object Query Language designed to work with Salesforce database. It can search a record on a given criterion only in single object. Like SOQL, it cannot search across multiple objects, but it does support nested queries. SOQL example. Consider our ongoing example with the company. Suppose we need a list of records from which are created today and whose customer's name is not test. In this case, we have to use the SOQL query as given in this example. We can run the SOQL query via the query editor in the developer console as shown, or we can run the query given below in the developer console, search for the invoice records created today. You must select the fields for which you need the values, otherwise it transversing relationship fields. This is one of the most important parts in Salesforce, as many times we need to transverse through the parent-child object relationship. Also, there may be cases when we need to insert two associated object records in a database. For example, invoice object has a relationship with the customer object, and hence the customer have many invoices. Suppose you're creating the invoice and then you need to relate this invoice to a customer. You can use the following code for this functionality. Execute this code snippet in the developer console. Once executed, copy the ID of invoice from the developer console and then open the same in the Salesforce as shown in this example below. You can see the parent record has already been assigned to invoice record as shown as well. Fetching child records. Let us now consider an example wherein all the invoices related to a particular customer record need to be in one place. For this, you must know the child relationship name. To see the child relationship name, we can go to the field detail page on the child object and check the child relationship value. In our example, it is the invoices appended by _R at the end. Example. In this example, we will need to set up data, create a customer with name as ABC customer, record, and then add 3 invoices to that customer. Now we will fetch the invoices the customer ABC customer has. Following is the query for the same. And we can see the record values in the debug log. Fetching parent record. Suppose you need to fetch the customer name of invoice, the creation date of which is today, then you can use the query given in this example for the same. So in the example, let's fetch the parent records value along with the child object. In this example, we have used the notation epics customer r.name, where epics customer _r is the parent relationship name. Here you have to append the _r at the end of the parent field, and then you can fetch the parent field value. Aggregate functions. SOQL does have aggregate functions as we have in SQL or SQL. Aggregate functions allow us to roll up and summarize the data. Let us now understand the function in detail. Suppose you wanted to know that what is the average revenue we're getting from the customer ABC customer, then we can use this function to take the average. Check the output in debug logs. Know that any query that includes an aggregate function returns its result in an array of aggregate result objects. Aggregate result is a read-only object and is used for query results. It is useful when we need to generate the report on large data. There are other aggregate functions as well which we can use to perform data summary. For example, min. This can be used to find the minimum value. Max. This can be used to find the maximum value. Binding epochs variables. We can use the epochs variable in SOQL query to fetch the desired results. Epochs variables can be referenced by the colon notation, as shown in the example.